What is up, everybody? And I've got a great game for you here today in my new Tier 10 Swedish heavy tank, the Kranvagn. Yep. I have to say was my second game in the tank. So to say I was pretty happy with this result is, I guess, an understatement. Again, you see we're playing with Jack in the Igloo. And instead of doing, what I'm used to doing on this map, on this spawn, we're going to go to the hill. I know you're probably all used to seeing me play this map and lights and medium, stuff like that, and go, the little forest on the hillside and spot them crossing up the hill. But not today. Today, we're going to use the fantastic gun depression and turret armor of this thing to patrol the hills up in the right side of the map up here in the A and B lines. Now, I think we were talking during this game that before this game that this is probably a really good map for this tank, just because, like what I said, the gun depression and turret armor on this kind of a hill and surface is basically unstoppable. As long as we have support. And the way this map kind of works out, it's kind of unfair. I went over this in a Chieftain video a few weeks ago, I think. Is that this spawn and gets to the hill much quicker. In general. Generally, the only thing that are going to come up here at the same time you are, or maybe they're mediums and maybe they're lights. Or definitely they're lights, but you see, like, their heavies are just now crossing up on the hill. You see some of the derpy shots, but you see the excellent turret armor on this thing. Nothing's going to pen us here. And unfortunately, this shot just got awful. That was awful. But comparing this thing to the Tier 9, the armor is very similar. But what's nice about this thing is you get a little more armor, I think. But really is the reduction in the reload time. It goes from 35 seconds to about 29, I think. 29 and 28, something like that. Which is good. It's nearly 5 to 6 seconds off the reload, which is really, really helpful. Generally, just going to do more damage. Just get the rounds out quicker. And the gun handling is a little bit better as well, so that helps too with putting those shots on target. And this kind of setup at this point, the only thing I'm really worried about is Artie. And hopefully not getting nailed by them. Most of their tanks are down the low ground. I'm not worried about them at all. They're not really pushing, or if they have pushed, they're kind of beat up and taking some hits, including a couple from Jack over there in his Jaegeru. So yeah, we're just kind of buying time right now, waiting until we can dump another clip. We're going to put one into the side of the Conqueror's turret. He doesn't really pay attention. Say, oh hey, what's that? There's a tank to my left? Oh, that's weird. Who put that there? It's going to be a long game, so just gotta bear with me. There may be some slower parts, but the result in the end was fantastic. I was really happy with it. Also a little surprised, just because I was expecting some other things at the end of this game, but unfortunately this shot, I kind of wish I could add back. And you see we just bounced the Igloo. I said, turret armor is really good. A little risky there, because I honestly thought I was over angled with the turret armor, and it's not as good on the side. Let's just be completely fair. The Conqueror decides he wants to end his life, basically. So we're going to do the classic all-the-way thing, go right for his track, and put the shots in. And he's going to get, hopefully, taken off the board. And there he goes. He's gone. This game was close the entire way through. That's generally the case with really good games. I find, most of the time, they're not blowouts. Usually. There are some exceptions. Usually those are with high tier TDs or high spotting damage games in light tanks. Like the one I showed earlier on this map in the 13105. But yeah, like in heavies and stuff like that, usually the higher damage, better result games are the longer, more drawn out ones. That's just kind of the nature of the beast, I guess. Now at this point, he takes another hit from Jack, so we're going to put another shot into this guy. And I try to go for the Kabola here, because he's going to get below my gun. Now I didn't feel like moving all the way up here. Now I do, but I think I'm going to fall back very shortly after. I may not have. So that's something funny to look at here. Well, one, the YAG doesn't want to shoot us. He's already bounced one off our turret, so I'm fairly confident with this tank, that I'm not going to take any damage. But now rewatching this, I kind of wish I would have used that one shell and just pushed up on this 113 and taken him out like that. Now we see we get kind of flanked by this Pergetto. And unfortunately, one thing this thing's lacking a little bit in is, gun elevation. Kind of trade-off, I guess. But it's kind of a continuing trend with all autoloaders, tanks I find, is that they don't have the best gun elevation. Yeah, just because of the excuse me, the turret design on them, the oscillating turret usually. It's probably my guess. Now you see, I'm kind of in I want to say a sticky situation now. I'm a little worried about that guy over there because I just think he's going to flank me at some point. Especially since I don't really have much in the way of support at this time. I'm kind of by myself. The Waffle 4, I believe, is playing, but the E4 in our base is AFKing, because, tier 10 AFK. Great idea, right? And that guy's done it. We've seen him before in game, so I'm pretty sure he's done that several times. But, no, it's whatever. Now, I wanted to poke here and get shots on the 50 TP, but that YAG is looking right at us. And at this point, I think that, the T-30 just got killed. I'm just still worried about that guy and the tier 10 Italian tank. And that's just because I don't want to be caught out on a reload and have him come up and catch me. It's just not going to be a good result for us. And I said this in the tier 9 video for this tank line. These tanks aren't the best at shooting fast moving tanks that are close by them, just because of the turret rotation and the kind of derpy, I want to call it, gun handling. It's not the best, so it makes it a little awkward when trying to engage that kind of close range with fast moving tanks. So it's something you want to avoid. I try to track them usually. And here I load the heat rounds because I just want to get this YAG off the board, and I only have 5 APR. There's no point in just bouncing these rounds off that guy. There's just no point whatsoever. You got to use your rounds effectively, and we have the heat rounds. We might as well use them for a tank where it actually makes sense to use them against. And that's that's Jaeger. Like I said, this was my second game in it, so it's maybe even my first heat clip. So I think the shell velocity there caught me off guard. Great, I don't think that was a really good shot to take anyways. And these I should have aimed more, especially that one shot. Yeah, I should have aimed a little better there. That's just kind of sloppy on my part. I could have just went right through his lower plate with ease without having to reload more rounds and waste ammo, basically. So just something to work on with me is just taking your time and aiming the shots a little better. There, I'm just worried because I got a YAG in my face, and I mean, anything's possible with that big of a gun. I mean, how he can fire HE and do a lot of damage. So I'm just kind of worried about that. Now here, we put some shots into this guy, and then I see, here's a kind of critical moment. Do I shoot the YAG, who's way in the back and not going to be any threat to me, or I shoot the 50 TP, who's right in my face? And that's an easy decision. Shoot the 50 TP, he's right in my face, he's getting a bigger threat, and that's a good call, because then our already is able to put some shots into that tier 10 German heavy, or well, basically super heavy tank destroyer. So that's a good kind of showcase of target prioritization. Yeah, I'm already shooting the YAG, being able to recognize that there's a tank right in my face, and if I don't clip him out, he's going to push me and take me off the board, basically. And we're able to reload, and just in time, too, because our friend in the Progetto is just here, and we're going to take him out. Not a good play by him. I guess he thought maybe I was reloading, or I was in a different position, and I maybe didn't have support, but luckily I do have the Yag behind me. I probably still would have killed him, but I probably would have taken another shot or two of damage. And then we're able to catch the Yag pushing, and we're going to take him down as well. So now we're up to just shy of 7k damage. And 5 minutes left. Now this is where it gets a little slow in terms of gameplay. And the reason is, and this is what I talk about a lot in my light tank games, especially if I'm carrying, is they control, at least in my opinion, they control the vision at this point. Like, we control the map in a sense, in that I had this side of the map covered, basically. But they still control the vision because they have that medium tank who will outspot me by and far. They also have a Waffle 4 who could also spot us too. But at this point in the game, I want to take out that medium, because then I can basically guarantee that then I will have the control of vision, and I don't have to worry about getting spotted and nuked by the artillery. So at this point in the game, I'm thinking about who I'd want to take out first, and just basically prioritizing targets, especially when I only have 10 shells left. That's important. The ammo loadout. Now, unfortunately, our Wheezy Juan, many numbers, gets taken out by the Arty. So yeah, like I said, it's pretty obvious. I think I'm gonna try to get. I want to get that Italian tank out first, and then I would like to get the Arty out too as well, because that just removes their vision and the gun that I think is gonna have the biggest impact possibly on us. Because I'm not too worried about the Waffle and the Yag. I haven't even been spotted like all game, so I'm not really betting on him being the best, I don't know, player in terms of positioning, and that'll kind of prove to be true at this point. So I just kind of decided, okay, I'm gonna risk it and try to get down into their spawn and down to these rocks right here. And we see they're already put one shot in, and this is super close. Apparently, according to Jack, he turns and his RBs towards me, and apparently goes right over my head. Excuse me. But we're able to take him out. And now at this point, honestly, I should have reloaded right here. There's only just over 2 minutes to go, and I have a 30-second reload. So, in my opinion, I should have reloaded right here, right now. Granted, hindsight is 2020, but we see their Italian medium is spotted down low. So I was hoping to go maybe kill him. I still got some cover to my right, and then we spot the Waffle. He's somehow going to actually spot us, and I don't know how. It's through like a little ridgeline or something, I don't know. But you see the standard B is down in between all these rocks. And somehow this Waffle's spotting us, I'm not really sure. I guess there's a little line of sight around those crates, possibly. I probably could have went around to my left, and I probably would have been able to take him out. And you see, it's just kind of difficult with these heat rounds, but luckily our Waffle's got a shot on him. And now the standard B is just kind of stuck and isolated by himself. So with just over a minute left, I'm like, I don't really have time to deal with him, because well, there's a Yag somewhere, someplace that has not been spotted at all yet. So I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna load back my APCR clips so that I have a full damage potential at this point when I go in on this guy, when I actually do spot him here. And that's kind of a joke in itself that I spot him. I'm the one that spots him 14 minutes into the game. That's amazing. And we see our Waffle's able to take out the standard B, which is fantastic. Here, though, we almost throw the game. And you'll see why. We hit some rocks, and then we just slam into the rocks. Luckily, we have our Goodyear tracks on, and we were able to just safely just bounce off like a piece of rubber. Now, I already put a lot of shots into these guys. He's still burning. I'm not too worried. He's probably messed up. We're just able to track him, and he's going to be a dead man. And he is out of the game. And we win with a heck of a carry, a heck of a game. Just a tick over 8,000 damage. 3,000 assisted as well. Most of that off the Yag there at the end. And 4,300 damage with the steel wall and Top Gun as well. So I was super happy with this game. It was really fun to play. Actually, a couple of shots I'd like to have back. Probably it may have been possible to do that 10,000 mark, but again, it's all hindsight's 2020. But you see, I'm really enjoying this thing. I'd recommend. I'm having a blast in this thing so far. But overall, and well, hopefully we'll catch you next time and probably some more games in this thing in the future. See you.